Hello, my name is Jim Hodges Dog Training. I have Elkie here. Elkie is right at 10 weeks old. She's a long-haired German Shepherd that is actually coming into our pack or our family. I have so many people that will call in, email, text, message me on Facebook, and tell me they have a puppy and they're not sure what to do about biting and jumping and things along those lines. So what I thought I would do is create a video for you, a video series, if you will, that goes through the things that I'm going to do as a dog trainer. I've been training for almost 30 years and how I address a puppy. One of the things I'll say right off, you see she's grabbing this bed. I've had her now for about a week and a half and I pretty much have done nothing with her. And the reason being is I wanted to take this as a first person and let you see the things that happen with puppies and how I'm going to deal with them as a leader of the pack. So I like to say that there's a lot of different perspectives from dog trainers. I am a leader of the pack dog trainer. What does that mean? I believe touch is so important. That leadership. God in His infinite wisdom put dogs on earth as pack animals. And in the pack, there's the leader all the way down to the least. When our puppy leaves their puppy pack and comes and moves in with us, that pack instinct is still strong. Yeah, she knows that, or probably knows that we're not a dog, but that pack instinct is still strong. So what I try to get my owners to do is establish themselves as the pack leader. And we do that through utilizing the senses that a dog has, primarily the sense of touch, okay? So we want to motivate our puppies. We motivate our puppies through two forms, praise and consequence. Praise is a combination of words, touch, treat, toy, positive emotion, okay? Consequence is a little bit of words, touch, and with a puppy, it can be avoidance or ignoring them from time to time. Just as I said, we see what Elkie is doing right now. I'm not ready to address that. This is going to be for you and how I'm going to go about this in the future. There are definitely things we need to do about chewing and biting. One of the things that I will do is start to teach my puppy that that's going to be a no, and I'll have them know, have them quit, and then I'm going to give them a toy to play with. One of the things I don't do, and a lot of dog trainers will do, will substitute their hand or the item right then with the toy. I believe we break the habit, get the habit broken for a second or two, then as a result of obeying us, we give them something that will allow them to chew on. But at any rate, that's what this whole video series is going to be about. My trials and tribulations with a puppy. You're going to see me do videos that may have a lot of content, some of them may not, but I don't want to skip over things so that this can help you in your quest as you become a puppy owner. I purposely believe that puppies at this age, it should be a lot of fun. You know, we're just learning. It's all about sort of like kindergarten, okay? We're not here to be a heavy checks and balance all the time. We want them to learn, to explore, to test. But as we go through life, we want them to understand that there are things they can do and they can't do. And then depending on our puppy's personality and temperament, when they get to about 4 to 5 months of age, then we can start going in on the form of touch and becoming a full-fledged leader in our pack. Just remember, becoming a leader is not about intimidating, dominating, breaking a dog's spirit, hurting them, or having them fear you. They just have to know that you're the leader. One of the things I like to tell my clients is that my mom used to tell me when I was little, she would say, "Jimmy, son, I love you. But if you continue doing this, I brought you into this world, and by golly, I can take you out." That's what we are. We do it lovingly, but our dogs need to understand that we are the leader. We can control what's happening. We also want to make sure that we're praising them anytime they're doing something that we like. Good puppy. And we praise with words, we praise with touch. You saw the little touch that I did? She's chewing it. She probably has not a whole lot of an idea why I praised her, but she's going to get used to that. When she's laying by our side, when she's laying at our feet, and she's being calm, we're going to praise her and let her know she's being good. If she starts to react from that and starts to go crazy, we're just going to dial back our praise the next time, but we're not going to feed into it. You know, I tell my clients also, they use no a lot in the beginning with their puppies, and puppies will listen. They'll hear no, they'll go no, and they'll listen and respond to that. But before long, that no will go in one ear and out the other, because believe it or not, that verbal relationship, I believe, is lower on the scale of senses of communication for a dog and their leader. Okay? So right now, we're going to go ahead and start a little bit. I'm going to talk a little bit while I've got her here. She's being real good. I gave her a toy. She started chewing on it. I'm a happy camper. Now, giving her that toy, I'm going to keep an eye on her right off. I want to make sure that any toy that I give her cannot break, and her swallow it, can't swallow, can't do anything to create any kind of harm with her. Okay, so I'm going to supervise toys till I know what can happen and what can't happen. We're responsible. We want to keep her safe. We want to keep her entertained. We want to keep her happy, but we want to make sure we give her things she can't get in trouble with, okay? I have a couple of sayings that I'll be talking about as we're training, but one of the things that I believe is so important, and you'll hear me say this again, in fact, a lot of this will probably be repeated in ensuing videos, is say what you mean what you say. If you don't mean it, don't say it. So what does that mean? That means if she starts to do something wrong, I'm not just going to tell her no. I'm going to go in and I'm going to interrupt that process. And when I interrupt that process, I'm going to tell her no. I'm going to provide some sort of touch, maybe just a light touch. But as soon as she quits, I'm going to give her mild praise, okay? And we're going to go from there. Play biting, chewing, like right here. This is a good time to start to work. She's got a little label on this bed and she wants to chew on it. Of course, as I said, for the last week and a half, we've really done none of this because I wanted this to happen on the video. And notice that twice now I've gone to do something and she quit chewing. We want, the best way our puppies and dogs understand is to interact with them in the moment of what they're doing. Not a half a second, not a second later, or anything along those lines. In that moment. So we want to be able to let her know and impress upon her whatever she's doing at that moment is something we either like or we don't like. When she was chewing on the bed and I swung around to come, second later she was done. If I'd have reacted late and provide some form of little light consequence to tell her I didn't like that, whatever that was at that late moment, a second later, that's what she's going to think I was chastising or interacting with her about. Good girl. So we give her all these little toys. We want to make sure the toys are safe. And when she's being good girl, girl, good. Getting close to where she might want to chew and bite. And I'm going to show you how we address that if we need to. She is so cute. I have long-haired German Shepherds. I actually have 4 other German Shepherds beside her. And we'll talk about socialization and those things in a later video. Good girl. So that's the premise of where I'm at. I'm a leader. I want her to follow me and be a part of my pack. And I want her to be happy with it, okay? Another thing that will happen right here, beginning, you notice I've had, no, I grab her, good girl, and then I transition. So I stopped her from chewing on it, just grabbed her lightly. You notice she didn't squeal or anything. I'm not trying to hurt her. I'm just trying to stop her. Told her no, physically grabbed her, good girl. She grabbed that toy and we're back off to the races again. But we're going to interact. We're not trying to intimidate, dominate, or break her spirit. Notice I've got her on a leash. Do you always have to have her on a leash? No, but I think when you're going to be interacting with her, that you want her on a leash for you to begin with so she can't run away from you. So she learns not to pull at all times. A lot of people put a dog on a leash for the first time after a couple of weeks or what have you, the dog goes crazy. I want her getting used. You notice she's pulling, trying to go somewhere. I'm just tapping back. She stops. Good girl. No. No. So I lightly grab. See, I'm not hurting her. She's trying to pull away. No. And then I transition back out. Good girl. And I'm expecting her to fight a little bit. No. And what I mean fight is when I go to interrupt the behavior, she's going to go right back to doing it. And that doesn't bother me at all, because that tells me that I'm not doing it hard enough to scare her and her be intimidated, okay? I'm just laying the groundwork for what needs to be done. Good girl. So I think that's it for this video. We're going to start getting a little more definitive in the ensuing videos. If you have questions, if you have things you want me to address, I haven't figured out how I'm going to do them. I could possibly make a video. I could do a question and answer session. No. So why did I do that? She grabbed the leash. No. Take it out of her mouth. No. And you see she's fighting me. No. Good girl. And as soon as she quits, I let her go again. And she's full of herself. She's a German Shepherd. She could be high drive. So that's going to be a little bit of work. No. Good. So our goal, and you notice I put my hand right back here. No. Our goal is to be calm and then come right back again. Somebody's got to win this, okay? It's going to be us. No. Real lightly. See, I'm not hurting her. No. Good. No. See, real light. I'm not trying to hurt her at all. Good girl. Come back. Now, I couldn't get it around her mouth. Notice what I did. I got my finger in her mouth. That's uncomfortable, but I'm not hurting her. No. Now, notice I hold on to her, because if she was to pull away from me, what do you think that means to her? She wins. No. So again, I grab. No, ma'am. No. No, so she's fighting. And you see real light, I'm holding her. No. Good. So she stops for a minute. Now, girl, take that. But I do not like to substitute, personally, that's me, toy for a bad behavior. I like to get her to stop the behavior, then give her something else to chew on. You want that? Good girl. So notice the praise comes in when she grabs it. I'm one of these that don't mind the tug as long as we win, okay? This age is not a big deal, but I'm going to hold it on the other end and let her see that I'm in control. As she gets older, we definitely want to be in charge of the tug. That means if we have a toy we want to tug with, we use that specific toy, we tug, and when we're through, we take the tug away and put it up till the next time. Good girl. So you see, I actually like her doing that. Notice I've got the little toy bite tug and things like that because I do have working shepherds. Good. So hopefully that helps. As I was saying, email me, text me, call me. Let me know if you have something you want addressed, if you have a puppy, and how I can possibly answer it. You know, there's a number of different dog trainers out there. Each one has the way they like to do things. No. No. And you see, I'm real light with her. No. And she's fighting me, but I'm not going to let go until I win. No. Good girl. And you notice she's wanting to fight back. That's perfectly normal. Good girl. If you need to, you put a pair of gloves on. No. And you notice my left hand, because I'm right-handed, is to not allow her to pull away. Good. So back to it. If you have a question, email me, and I'll be happy to try to do a video series on it. If you're watching this a year from now, still email me. I'll be happy to try to answer your question or maybe even do a question and answer. Really good start. This is real life. And if you notice, my videos will not be cut and spliced. I want you to see what happens in real life and how we deal with them. Thank you so much. Let me know if you think this is good for you. Take care. Bye-bye. Good girl. Good girl.